Okay, okay, this is our 11th and probably the last in the Aladdin coding from scratch series where we try to do an automatic workflow. And the last time when we exported 2-pack, then when we test it, we got some hiccups, and I managed to find out what's the cause, which is that the workflow must have a starting node. I'll show you how I actually find that out. Now, if you could go to any workflow, you will see that in the main tab, it will have a starting node. Okay, like here, you have a start node that is defined, and so when we take our, and yes, I've tested this on a fresh import where I imported the whole iDempiere again, and the 2-pack I have deployed it as a series of the third, and it works really fine. In fact, the 2-pack, the Packout, is just a single line to say take this application item, and it knows how to plug it in under the new menu as it is during the Packout. So we call this up now, and let's try out. You can drag this further. Let's call this workflow new workflow, and it is equals to ASP modules and 1099 box. And you can call more windows if you like. Let's check what windows they are. It has to be a valid window, and then when you can go into the editor to sort of get to use it to craft out more nodes and direction of the nodes. But as for now, let's just put these 3 windows in and then save it. Yep, very fast within 2 seconds, and you have to do a role access update, I believe. Let's see. And it should work right away. Yeah, you should see there's some workflow being put out there. If not, let's change to the role to the other side. Let's see how it works. And it's a bit slow here. I'll show you the code meanwhile, how I manage to find, when I find the startup, and the next node, so I put it as in else, because if the old node is not null, else it will be null, and if it's null, that means it is at its first node iteration. It is where once obtaining the node, we will set it in WF-node ID and then save it when originally the workflow was saved and the node was created, but this next node is not known until the first node is being encountered, and where it's encountered here is saved. How do I know it is this WF-node ID? Let me show you that in a while after I demonstrated this workflow editor working well. But remember, we just created 3 nodes or 3 windows attached to each other in a workflow fashion. And when we click on this menu, we will see it. It is not here. Let's role as. If there's a mistake, it might not come out, but let's do a role access update and log out again. But I don't see it being role access update, so I suspect that it's not there. So let's do it again. Maybe it was a false firing. But let me get back to how I got that WF-node ID. Well, when you call up the workflow window to know at the first step, which is for the workflow, you then go to the either table concern, or you can look at the field, let's say next node, and then you pick on the what's the underlying column, and that's how you know very quickly. So there's only 2 pages. That should be okay, back to the page 1. Oh, the start node is what I meant. So you click on it here, and you see is WF node ID in the column. So that solves the mystery. Now let's get back to this. It did not fire properly, presume. So you can always make this save by just clicking on the save column with no. Let me check it. Let me just throw you around. You can always put a break if it does not come out properly. So let's click something here. 1, 2, let's see if a workflow did get created. Yes, the new workflow got created, and let's look at the editor. And the first time, I think it seems to be asleep always in the first time, so you may just do a dummy and see if it works out. So here you are, here this tree of it, and you click on it, see, you can now add line or from this IO box, okay, and you can put in a new last node, for example. Yeah, and you can make this box go add line to the last node, right? So really, last node to common element. Cool, and you can drag them around a bit. Yeah. So here you are. What we have just created in this series of 11 videos is to allow workflow elements being done on the fly, and then let the workflow editor work at it. All right. Prior to that, you have to go through the normal way of first creating this record, creating the first node, then only getting to the editor. It's a bit of a hassle, but this is a good demonstration how you do things as good as fast as possible with the help of the Aladdin. And what other things I did? Well, I guess that's it. This was the last code that I did, and putting in the 2-pack, the incremental 2-pack really works. Well then, that will wrap up this last series, and I will update my forum to say that I've made a new edition. Oh, I don't have the internet. Hang on. So, well then, have a good day. Bye.